guys, this is Horror Studio One coming to you once again with the live streams. Finally, I got it to work. If you guys don't know, I tried to do a stream this Wednesday because I finished my competition, and when I tried to do the stream, it didn't work. It was something to do with my Google Plus account, and it being mistaken for my personal one and the one I have for this channel. But I finally got it figured out, and now it works now, and it just feels good to be back. How is everyone doing today? Wow, it feels so weird. So before we get started into the scary stories and the narrations and you guys calling in, oh yeah, by the way, for those of you newcomers to the live stream, if you have any scary stories, whether it be ghost, stalker, whatever, please send me an email via horrorstudio1@gmail.com, and I'll send you the link to enter this video. But for those of you who are interested in what I've been doing for the past 2 months, I basically stopped live streams. I used to do them like 2 times a week, and because I entered this Asian talent competition for guys, for young guys, and I got into as one of the finalists. So I wasn't able to make a live stream because we had training almost every single day, and it was usually during the evening hours. So I wasn't able to do a live stream for the longest time. And I'm so happy that I'm able to do it for you guys now, and I'm back. The competition is over. I did win one award. I didn't win top 3, but I'm really happy that I did win an award. You guys been asking me, how was it? I was talking to you guys about it, and I want you to tell you guys right now that I did win one award, and it was thanks to you guys, actually. I'll show you, actually. This is the award that I won. So it is basically it's the online most popular award. And for those Asians who watch my videos, if you guys know TVB, it's by that company. It's a huge Asian entertainment company, and this was the award that was presented to me. It has my name. It has a bunch of Chinese. It's called Project Boys Power Toronto. So 2016, I just won this award. I was really happy that it was given to me because this award is for the person with the most popular online presence, and of course I put it on my YouTube channel, and you guys helped me win this award. I want to thank you guys so much for doing that for me. Usually I'm just a voice on the internet, but you guys really cared and helped me out when I needed you guys to help me vote. And they said almost 3,000 of you guys voted for me, and I beat the other guys so bad because they don't have big YouTube channels. So even if I didn't win in any of the other talents, singing, modeling, that kind of stuff, I'm happy that I won this award, and it was all thanks to the YouTube channel. And I feel like I should give myself some credit as well, because I've worked really hard on my YouTube channel, and this is coming to fruition, it feels like. And it shows how dedicated people on YouTube can be. You guys are real fans. You guys are really my friends. And yeah, this is for you guys, actually. You guys gave me this. Without this, I would have nothing for this competition. And if you guys want to look, before we get into the scary stories, if you guys are watching this live, bear with me. If you guys are watching this afterwards, just skip to the part where there's going to be scary stories. But this is the competition. We have a pamphlet, and there's just a bunch of dudes. This is me. This is me. And it's in a magazine. And this is just all the other dudes. There's 8 of us. And yeah, it's pretty cool. And I didn't win, but these guys have become like my brothers to me throughout the past 2 months. If you train with people every single day, they end up being really your family. So it doesn't really matter that if I lost. I'm still happy for the people that won. They were really talented. They were really good. They performed better than me, I guess. And actually, the show is going to be airing tonight. If you guys live in Canada, you guys will be able to watch it on channel 801 if you have cable, Fairchild TV. But regardless, that's enough about me. Finally got this shit to work. We have some peeps in here that have some stories. I'm going to be sending them the links, actually. So if you guys do have any stories, I'm sending the link right now, actually. If you guys do have your own scary stories, do not hesitate to send me a blank email at horrorstudio1@gmail.com, and I will send you the link. If not, I'm gonna start narrating a scary story. But let's go to the comments first. It's been a long while since I've been doing these things. Jesus Christ. Here we go. Let's look at the comments. Usually, last time I tried to do it, and I made people make for like 2 to 3 hours. I felt really bad. Yeah. Oh yeah, and I dyed my hair. By the way. Anyways, let's narrate some scary stories. And then if you guys want, send me a blank email. And you guys can get into the chat as well, like we used to, the old days, before the madness started. Okay. A couple weeks ago, my dad and I decided that we would investigate the house where we lived with my mom, sister, and older brother, who is deceased. My brother had died June 17, 2014, and it's been 2 years. Getting back to the story, my dad had found some papers where my brother had drawn out and described wings. The thing is, we had lost the papers before we moved out. We had a house that was on our grandparents' land, so we were free to go up to the house since nobody lived in it. When I had finally reached the time my dad and I had chose to investigate the house, I set up a recorder on my phone in my old bedroom. Upon going over the EVP, I heard what sounded like running from place to place. I calmly walked to my dad and played the recording. Sounds like somebody's running, he said. Maybe it's him, I questioned. Maybe it is Ellie. He replied, you see, my brother died instantly from getting hit by a car. It confused me as to why he never passed on to the next life he may get. Sometimes he's still here watching me, making sure I'm okay, but mostly watching over our little sister. So maybe when he has finished with that, he'll finally find peace. All right. So that was from a Free Core show. And thank you, bro, for sending me this story. And if you guys are like a smaller horror YouTube channel, you can always contact me. I can probably feature you on my show. So we have our caller actually in here as well. What's your name, bro?
Death Torch. Actually, it's Cam Switzer, but my YouTube thing is Death Torch.
Okay. Hey. Oh yeah. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for joining. So what's how old are you and where are you from?
I'm 16. I'm from Tennessee.
So what kind of cool? Oh, that's a really great accent, by the way. What kind of a story do you have for us? Is it a ghost story or what kind of thing?
It's a ghost story, and it's been going on for years now.
I love how you're setting that ambience with the dark room too. Like I look too bright over here. It's not right. The mood's not right for me. You got some good lighting there.
I'm just in my room.
So your room just normally looks. What time is it over there, bro?
It is 5:11.
Okay, so you are 1 hour behind Toronto, then I guess. So what kind of a crazy story do you have? Can you share with us, please, man?
Yeah, well, it's all started when I was 12, and one night I was going to get me a drink of water, and I walked into the kitchen. When I turned around after finishing my cup of water, there behind me stood a black blur. Right. It was human-like. I've never seen something like that. Later, since we keep on finding arrowheads and stuff like that around the house, and constantly for the last 4 years, we've been finding the ghost keeps on coming back.
What's an arrowhead? Is it the? I'm just confused. Is it the candy?
No, like the okay, like an old arrow. It's made of stone.
Okay. Oh, like an actual arrowhead just around the house and stuff?
Yeah.
Shit. Okay.
We found more interesting stuff on the hill up towards my grandmother's.
What do you think? What do you think like, the symbolic nature of that would be? Why arrowheads, not other heads? Why arrowheads? Why not arrow tails?
I have no ideas.
And
why we keep on finding arrowheads. People say that Indians used to live on this land.
and it's not just yourself that sees it, like your whole family. Like, how many people do you live?
Well,
Did they find it as well, or?
I live I live with 4 people right now.
Yeah,
My sister sees the ghosts once in a while. My mother hasn't seen it. My father promptly does not believe in the spirit.
but seriously, are these like African American like looking ghosts?
No, they're Native American.
Sorry, my fault. I meant to say native. So they're like Native American looking entities.
The strange part is they just are black blurs. Nothing
Mhm.
else but a black blur
And the reason they're around.
until the other night.
Right. Have they ever tried to contact you or make any, advances towards you guys?
Well, last night I was asleep, and all of a sudden my dream changed into a battleground with Indians and American soldiers.
Okay.
When I woke up, I was sitting right next to my bed.
Black lore?
Black blur.
Lore.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
and we keep on trying to figure out what these ghosts want.
Right.
We cannot even find anything about these ghosts. I've checked online about in the Indian records
Mm-hmm.
and everything. Nothing on them.
Have you guys thought about like moving if it gets too much of a problem?
That's actually what we are planning right now.
Uh-huh.
But for the last 4 years, nothing. But every morning at 3 a.m., we hear pans rattling in our kitchen. Once we went up trying to find our TV knocked over,
Right.
and the other day, our TV, I was up by myself watching TV, and all of a sudden, it just started going. It just went to static.
Right.
I heard someone yelling, "Get out! Get out!"
This sounds a lot like that movie Poltergeist, except you're not a young girl.
Trust me, it's nothing like Poltergeist.
So the land you're living on, is it like a burial ground or was it just a place that they used to inhabit?
We don't know that, what it was. We believe it might have been an old west where they used to live, but we have no idea at all.
So
We
have
moved
you guys
in a
counted
few
how
years
many
ago.
arrowheads you guys have collected over the years?
Last count was 15.
15 of these things.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
Up the hill, we keep on finding stuff like old war hammers and stuff like that.
So Death Torch, is this like your only paranormal experience, or do you like see these like quite often? Or
No, I saw one else when I was 6, but we moved out of that house a long time ago.
you guys just end up in spiritly active houses,
Yeah.
basically. So do you know that listening to my videos might cause it to get worse? I tell everybody that.
It can't get much worse than what it already has been.
Okay. So who actually experiences the worst in your family? Is it you or your grandma?
It's me. For some reason, no one else has seen it except for my sister and me, which is strange.
Yes, yeah. Hey, bro, if you have any Native American ghost stories, you can always send them to me. Type it in an email. I could narrate it maybe one day, make it into a video.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Thank you for calling, though, by the way, bro. Thank you. Keep watching the stream.
I will.
Thanks, bro. Serious. First caller in ages, dude. Very interesting story, indeed. All right. Talk to you later, bro. See, that's the thing, yo. It's the first time anyone has any, Native American horror stories. I love hearing stuff like that. Skinwalker. I'm really interested in that culture. So we have another one here, another caller, Noelle. But before we go to her, let's read another story and we'll go over to her. So just wait, stand on the line, and I'll come right back to you after I read this story. Okay? Okay. She gets it. Okay, so I'm just gonna narrate this story. It was sent to me by a viewer named Alex, and it's quite a long one, but it seems pretty interesting. Date: May 9th, 2000. September 10th, 11th, 2001 onward. Location: New York. When I was 21, I was working at a Burger King very close to the World Trade Center and lived in New York. At around 2 in the morning of May 9th, 2000, I woke up to glass shattering. Not being stupid, I quietly got up, went over and locked the door, and got back in bed. But I didn't fall asleep. I was listening for anything that might make me want to call the police. I suddenly heard someone yell, What the hell are you?" Followed by muffled screaming. I then heard the back door open and slam shut. Not being stupid enough to investigate, I called the police and explained what happened. The only thing they found was the shattered window. No trace of anything else. I knew I didn't imagine it, and I knew I was awake. The police left after telling me to call them again if whoever it was came back. I put a tarp over the broken window so the house wouldn't be a freezer. As I was doing this, I saw something move outside in the bushes. I just shrugged it off as a cat or something, but it didn't come back. Because it was a Sunday, I didn't have to go to work that day. After a few days, I forgot about the whole incident. About a year later, on September 11th, I woke up at 2 in the morning to the floorboards of my house creaking. I sat up in bed and turned on the lamp beside my bed. What I saw made my heart stop. Standing at the end of my bed was a something, if you could call it that. This thing had the head, front paws, and tail of a fox, but the rest of it seemed human. It was wearing a light gray hoodie, the front of it stained dark crimson, jeans, and bright red shoes. The bulb in the lamp burnt out, so the only thing I could see was its glowing yellow eyes. It was just staring at me. As much as I wanted to look away, I couldn't. I couldn't scream, I couldn't even make a sound. So the room was eerily quiet until it said, "Don't go to work today." And when I blinked, I was looking at the bedroom wall. I must have fallen back asleep at some point. All right. You mind to just mute your mic? I don't know where I got lost. Because the next thing I knew, I was woken up by my alarm at 8 a.m. to get out of bed and have a shower and got dressed. I was looking for my car keys and was swearing and turning the house upside down because I couldn't find them. Suddenly, I heard its voice in my head again, "Don't go to work today." Not sure whether or not to believe it, I decided to risk it and skip work. At the end of the day, I was glad I did. Whatever this thing was, it saved my life. The next day, I felt like asking it something. I asked it, "Can you explain to me what exactly you are?" Its reply was, "I don't think you're ready to know." I replied, "Sure I am." And its reply was, "Okay." Suddenly, I was in a car driving down a highway. I realized I couldn't control anything. I saw a truck cross the middle lane and slammed head on into the car I was in. What I felt next was unbearable pain and wanted to just die, then have to bear the torturous pain. My sight was starting to fade to black, and when I could see again, I was on the floor curled up in a ball, with it glaring down at me with its glowing yellow eyes. I asked it with a half-shaken, conscious voice, "What's your name?" It crouched down and whispered, "Charlie." The next day, there was a newspaper on my bed. The first page I saw made my heart stop. It is still around today because I hear the floorboards creaking every night. In fact, it's behind me. I can't see its reflection, but I can hear its tail swishing back and forth. I'm used to it, so I don't feel uncomfortable with it around anymore. The most disturbing thing about this incident was I had a friend named Charlie who had died in 1999 and had died in the incident that I had experienced and said I wasn't ready to experience yet. He was driving home from a party, and a drunk truck driver crossed the center line and drove head on into Charlie's car. Both were instantly killed. I guess he wasn't ready to let go of me yet. Wow, very cool story, dude. Insane. Okay, so we have one caller. Sorry, I had to mute you because I was doing the video, and then so if you can, I think Noel, if you can, is there a way for you to unmute your mic? I actually unmuted it already. Hey, how's it going?
Oh, it's going good. I'm sorry about that before. I was trying to clear my throat.
Oh no, it's fine. Yeah, it's always good to do that before. before. So what kind of how old are you and where you're from? Sorry.
Where am I from? I live here. I live in the United States in Plattsburgh.
Okay. I actually don't know where that is.
You ever heard of the Adirondacks? I mean,
No. Actually, no. I haven't. Can you explain?
Well, yeah. So I live near. I don't live too far from Canada myself, so I live in the upper part of the state of New York,
Right.
which is probably farther from the Toronto area, and so.
So that's where you live. So do you go to school right now, or do you work, or what?
I'm actually going to be graduating next Saturday from high school.
Oh, nice. Cool. You plan on going to college or working, or what's the plan?
The plan was going to be to move away and go be with my boyfriend in Ohio.
Cool.
And I was going to put a year of college off so I could pay my tuition. And I was going to work that 1 year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so hey, that's always cool. Travel, experience the world. You know, I went on a backpacking trip to China right after I finished high school too. So it was really life changing for me because I was so young. I was like 18 as well. So what? Yeah,
I'm 19 actually.
Hey, it's the same thing. Whatever, man. Dude, I'm a lot older now. So I mean, Jesus, don't even talk to me about age. So what kind of a story do you have?
Well, actually, it hasn't happened to me in a long time, but when I was much younger, maybe around middle school, I was up late one night. I don't remember what I was doing, actually.
Right.
But I do remember being up very late, and I live in a trailer, so you can hear all sorts of stuff in a trailer at night. But I thought I heard footsteps outside my bedroom, which was the weird thing. Everybody in my house was asleep but me. And I mean, I literally looked outside my door, but there was nothing. So it kind of freaked me out because I'd never experienced anything spirit related, so I don't know what it was that I heard because I couldn't see it myself.
Right.
So when I looked out my bedroom door, because I had it shut, I didn't see anything, but I could hear it when the door was shut. But that hasn't happened to me in who knows how long actually now.
So what you were hearing was just like footsteps around the outside. It could have been
footsteps in front of my room.
But you know how it wasn't one of your family members, your dad, your mom, nothing like that?
No, I asked them the next morning and they weren't up. We have 2 bathrooms in this house. In the trailer itself. So if my parents had to use the bathroom, they could have used the one in their bedroom.
Right. So are you also an only child? Is just the 3 of you living?
No, I have a sister.
And you,
a younger sister.
Sure it wasn't her playing tricks on you?
I'm sure it wasn't her as far as I know. She was asleep too.
Okay. So you think it was something paranormal then? How many times has it happened?
It happened the one time that I can remember at least. I haven't heard it since.
Right. I mean, I guess if you can remember it only after one experience, it must have been pretty memorable.
Yeah, but that's just a thing. I mean, the only thing I can think of is if it was maybe an old relative of mine.
That I passed
around that time. I had 2 passed away relatives at the time. A
Right.
grandmother and a grandfather, so it could have been one of the two, but I'm not certain.
Right. So after this happened, that was the only paranormal experience you've had in your life, which is pretty good. I mean, if you only have one.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it was the only paranormal related one.
Do you have any like stalker related ones?
Actually, I do. So, every year around after the 4th of July, we have this thing where I live called the Mayor's Cup. And my sister and I, and this happened last year actually, in the summer. So, we had just gotten done watching the fireworks. I was hanging out with a friend of mine. Hang on a second.
She's getting a call. Like, oh my gosh, she's hearing footsteps. Did you hear the footsteps
No,
again?
that was my stepfather. He was calling me for dinner, but I can finish this up. And so she had a boyfriend a different boyfriend at the time, and we got back to where my dad's girlfriend was living at the time. And her boyfriend's father came up to us, and he had asked us, and I didn't notice this guy, and I didn't notice it behind me. But he came up and said that some guy had been circling us 3 times.
Hmm.
And so it was really freaky though, because I didn't notice him behind me.
Right.
So that was the pretty freaky part, was that I never noticed him. I never heard anything behind me.
He could have just wanted to ask for directions or something. Hey, do you have any spare change, miss? Have any spare
No, I
change?
have no clue, honestly. I have no clue what he wanted.
Panhandler horror stories too. I did a video on panhandler horror stories. Give me that. Part 2. But anyways, thank you. You can go have your dinner. I don't want to take up too much of your time. You can tell them how you are on YouTube now, and it's fun.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Good luck on your future.
You're welcome.
Videos, okay.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thanks. Bye.
All right. So if you guys have your own personal ghost or panhandler horror stories like the previous person did, any kind of horror stories, send me a blank email at horrorstudio1@gmail.com. Thank you guys so much. Let's get to our other story by my fan. So if you guys send me these stories, I will narrate them for you on the live stream. I don't usually do subscriber videos. I feel like doing it here would be better. Gives me some material to do on my streams. So this is from my fan, Alexandro. When I was 3 years old, I lived in a nice house. It was small, but fairly livable, minus my family having to pay a lot of money for it. Anyways, I was 3 years old, and I loved living in that house with my family. However, I was a very bad child and misbehaved a lot. So every night before bed, my mother would tell me scary stories to get us to behave and go to sleep. I remember one story in particular being about a demon who eats children that behaves badly. I'm not entirely sure if the demon was supposed to be the boogeyman or not, but still the story scared me a lot to the point where I couldn't sleep and started to hear noises. One night, however, I started hearing a clawing sound coming from outside my bedroom window. The noise just kept getting louder and louder, to the point where I just wanted to look at the window and see what was making the noise. I did just that. And to this day, I wish I hadn't opened that window. Because once I did, I saw something I'll never forget. There, standing right in front of my window, was a massive, demonic-looking creature. At the time, I didn't know what it was because I was only 3, and I didn't know about demons and the paranormal yet. Nowadays, when I think of the creature, I can only describe it as looking like a cross between the xenomorph alien from the Alien movies and a goat. To this day, it still haunts me in my mind, never leaving me. As I looked up at the creature, it began to crawl onto the window and enter my room. I tried to open the door to get help, but some force kept the door from being opened. I was trapped in my room with this thing. I began to cry out for my parents, but they couldn't hear me. I stood there terrified as the demonic creature stared at me for only a short few seconds before charging at me and causing me to black out. I don't know what happened, and I'd rather not know, but for some strange reason, I've been able to see the paranormal ever since. My body is now a spiritual gate. I can see the past, present, and future as well. I'm not sure if this is a gift or not, or a curse. I just don't know anymore. Very good story, guys. Wow. All right. So, if you guys have any more stories, I have some people that want to come. If you have any stories, send me an email at horrorstudio1@gmail.com. So let's go for another ghost story. It's by my fan, Liv. I have a story that didn't happen to me, but it happened to my boyfriend about a year ago. For some background information, he never really believed in ghosts until this incident. He used to work at a nursing home where mostly really old people were at, since it was a long-term care facility. He's a nursing assistant, so he goes around to all the residents and feeds them and changes them and stuff like that. Since most of the people are quite senile, they sometimes do and say crazy things. A few times when he had to work the night shift, some of the crazy ones would. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What the fuck? All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Mute yourself. Mute yourself. Mute yourself. Mute yourself. Okay. Hey, let me finish this story. Some of the crazy ones would scream in the middle of the night, saying things like children were trying to get into their room or kids were trying to hurt them. One old lady said she was being strangled by someone and said it was a child. My boyfriend brushed this off because he knew the people were old and their minds weren't completely intact, so he thought they were imagining it. Although he did think it was odd that, coincidentally, all of the residents that did this all had problems with little kids bothering them. One night he responded to someone whose call light was on at around 3 in the morning, and she told him that she was trying to sleep, but the kids in the hallway were running around and being loud and she was annoyed. This creeped him out a lot because she wasn't mentally ill at all. He tried to shrug it off due to her being tired, until a few weeks later he talked to a woman that was visiting the facility. They made small talk about working there because she also said she also used to work there, and it used to be a home for children. He switched to it working at a different facility shortly after. Very good story, guys. Thank you guys so much. Okay, guys, if you guys come in, please as mute yourselves as you guys come in because interferes with the sound. But anyways, we have two people in here. We have Simon and Farrell. Let's go to Simon first. Hey, what's up, buddy?
What's up, man?
Hey, how old are you? Hey, how old are you and where are you from, dude?
I'm 20 and I'm from Denmark.
Denmark, cool, dude. Hey, that's crazy. Jesus, what's happening over there?
Not much. It's like 12 o'clock at night right now.
Really? Wow, thanks for like doing this at 12. Are you like did you drink? No, I don't know.
A little bit.
Oh god. Oh man, having fun. Okay. Thanks for coming, man. Hey, do you watch my videos, dude?
Yeah, all the videos.
Really? Fuck, thanks, dude.
Yeah. You're my favorite person, so
thanks.
I love you.
That means a lot, dude. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. It's me who should thank you.
No, man. Thanks for coming, bro. So what kind of a story do you have, though?
It's like a personal, like, I don't really know. I think it's like those. I hope that I don't meet you stories. Like, yeah.
Oh, like let's not meet.
Yeah, let's not meet.
Okay,
because,
well, great.
In Denmark we have a special school system where we have like 10 different grades. Where we start in kindergarten, and then we have like first grade, and then we finish our elementary school in ninth grade.
Right.
Yeah, and when we finish that, we can go to high school.
Right.
But we can also take a 10th grade and then go to high school afterwards.
Okay,
And
cool.
that's
Cool.
what you with me, right?
Yeah. Like in Hong Kong, actually, where I'm from, it's a really similar system.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, I chose that the 10th grade.
Right.
And there was this girl in the 10th grade. She was cool, and I kind of liked her. Like, not like in like girlfriend boyfriend liked her,
Yeah,
but
like as a
she was cool, and she was like, I could see her as a friend. But about 3 to 4 weeks into the 10th grade, we had this party for our classmates.
Right.
And we sat and talked half the night in the party. And the day afterwards, I had this paper route work, something, yeah. And when I was about to finish the paper route, her boyfriend came to me, like in his car, and like, and he just drove up, and I didn't know where he or how he did that, but he just came up and said to me, "If you ever talk to her again, I would just beat you up." And like, I was just like shocked, and I was scared, and like really just whoa. But like the whole year, I was like on my tiptoes and like really, but just whoa. And that's pretty much the story.
Did you end up like talking? Did this girl ever like you? So it was just her jealous boyfriend then. She didn't like you at all. Maybe she did.
She didn't like me at all, but it was just like a really, really jealous boyfriend. Really. But the problem was that in the last part of the year before we graduated from like 10th grade, I talked to her about this incident, and it was like I was the wrong dude that he messed with, because it was like another dude. So I just had a whole year where I just were afraid of like being beaten up if I like talk to her like one word or something like that.
Wow, that's crazy. The boyfriend was the same age as you? Like you were like 10th grade. So
he was like 2 or 3 years older than me or something like that. So but he was not just like a buff dude. Like he like used 5 of the 7 days of the week in like the gym, and he was not just like really buff.
But those people a lot of times tend to be the most insecure, right? So
yeah, right. That's exactly. But when you're just standing there and you don't know why the reason is that he's threatening you, you're just standing there and like, whoa, what's happening?
Right.
Yeah.
Do you have any paranormal experiences, or just want to share one today?
Yeah. A little paranormal. I had like an ex-girlfriend. It's like 2 years ago that we broke up.
Okay.
And about four months before we broke up, she told me that she saw my grandparents. One. Yeah. It's because crazy, but she has some paranormal powers. She forced herself. And the first time that I said to her that I loved her, she said that my grandfather and grandmother was in the room when I said that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that freaked me out so bad, really. Uh, and that's probably the most frightening paranormal story I have.
Yeah, it's weird though, because my girlfriend has she has like a bit of experiences with that as well. Like she had a bit of those powers when she was younger as well. Like very mildly though. But
Yeah,
I fortunately
it was, with my ex-girlfriend, it was not. It was something that she couldn't control. She said it was just like, yeah,
yeah.
it was just something. When perhaps she talked about the death, she could, yeah, she could see them or she could hear them. Or the previous part is that she could actually describe how my grandfather and grandmother looked like.
Hmm.
I even told her how they look like. So,
Wow.
yeah,
Hey, bro. People in the comments are asking if you're like really drunk.
just a little bit. My English is not that good, but yeah.
So wait, you're at your house right now, or are you at a friend's?
I'm at my house right now.
Okay, you just came back.
Yeah, I just saw your live stream and I just thought I have to say this stuff. So,
All right, well, thanks for coming. Hey, we want you back next time.
thank you. So, goodbye then.
Thank you, Simon. It's so cool. My first caller from Denmark, man. That's insane. I've always wanted to go to Denmark. Yo, I'll tell you this. I've always wanted to go to Denmark because when I was a kid, they showed videos of your nude beaches. You guys have that? No, it's one place I've always wanted to go because of the nude beaches. Tell me, is it as good as I imagine them to be?
There's not so many nude beaches.
Really?
No.
It was either in Denmark or in Norway or somewhere like that. I think it was Denmark. But have you been though?
No, but we have those nude communities. Like
Really?
people do those nude things where they go out and swim and they are nude and yeah.
Yo, I would love to come to Denmark. Like, it's always been my dream since I was like 11 to go to Denmark because I wanted to visit those. I had a pen pal in Denmark when I was like 11, man. It's crazy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but anyways, thank you, bro. I don't want to take too much of your time, man. Good night.
It doesn't matter. Good. I just wanted to say my story, and that's. I'm so happy that I could say that.
I'm happy you came.
Good. Good night then.
Bye, bro.
Bye, bro.
Denmark, man. Fuck. I love
Yeah.
it. Okay, so we have two more people. We have a long time caller. Thanks for coming. How you been? Pharaoh. Hey, how's it going, Pharaoh?
How you been?
I'm good. First time coming back.
So what happened with the contest?
Yeah, I got an award. I got an award for, most popular online personality.
Okay, great.
But I didn't make top 3, but, it's how it is. It's how it is. How have you been? How have you
You'll
been?
get another. Oh, I've been doing great. Been doing great. Iana has been helping me a great deal, so therefore I don't have any more paranormal things going on around here anymore. So he taught me how to put the circle of protection around my house.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't been passing out anymore, and I've been getting better. So it was a blessing to actually meet him on your channel because of the fact that he was there to actually help us. Get tired of hearing the paranormal stories if we don't really have someone to help us to deal with that. There's a lot of people who like to deal with it because it's fun to them, but to me it's not fun. I wanted help. So that was my purpose for coming to your show in the beginning, to find someone who can help me. And, the Lord actually put me in contact with him, and I can breathe better.
Mm-hmm.
So let me see if I can get a story in my head for you here.
Thanks.
Okay. This is not paranormal, but it's like a let's not meet story, okay? Um, my mom and I were at this grocery store in our area called Winn-Dixie, shopping around in the store or whatever. And some guy came up to her, and I was a kid at the time. Some guy came up to her and was flirting, and I can tell in a way, even though I was a child, I can tell in a way, exactly what was his potential, what he was trying to do, with the flirting or whatever. So by her being older, and when you get older, you're taught manners. So that's the reason why even though they teach us as kids that we are not supposed to answer people, tell people our name, tell people where we live and stuff like that, for some reason when they get older, they forget the same things of how to keep themselves safe because they are taught to be nice. So they start answering questions, like what's your name and stuff like that. And by me being a child, and I can tell my mother, didn't want to answer these questions. When you're a child, you get to jump in and do childish things. So basically, I walked up to her, at the time, and I can hear this man asking her all the questions, is she married and stuff like that. I said, why are you asking my mother is she married? I said, don't you see that ring? I picked up her hand. I showed, don't you see the ring on her finger? Mm-hmm. I said, she's happily married, and she has a very bad husband that'll kick your ass. So you need to get the hell away from my mom and leave my mom alone. And she have children. I heard y'all don't like women with children, and then you can see I'm a bad child. So if you even think about coming this way, I'm going to give you hell. I'm going to be one of them people that keep on telling you, you ain't my daddy. Now, do you want that in your life? Okay, well, you don't want that, you might as well move on. And my mama just bust out laughing and say, oh, I'm sorry, man. No, she ain't sorry. She ain't sorry because I still say the same way, no matter what you want. Okay, whoever that was just came on. That's her to mute it.
Yeah, that's fine. Keep going.
Okay, there you go. Thank you. Oh, and that's another thing I wanted to tell you about that when you said that people need to mute their mic when they come on. Sometimes when we first come on, the option is not there to actually mute our mic. We actually sit there for the longest for it to actually come up on the screen. I wanted to mute it so badly, but it's not there. So it's not like we come on disrespecting you on purpose, So just give us a chance, and whenever it actually comes up, we mute it as soon as we can, and because it'll have the camera on and the mute button, and we just can't touch it because the buttons don't show up on the screen right away. So sorry about that.
It's cool.
But in the middle of our conversation, sometime this guy got out that he know that we live in this area. He knew we were walking home. So, I can tell by the fact that he was at my mother's store later on that night because my mother owned a sweet shop, which is a game room where you can play video games, the big live video games that we used to play back in the days. That's what she owned. And he must have followed us, walked behind us to actually see where we live later on. Because later on that night, usually at night, on a Friday night, this is where we used to do our shopping Friday during the day. And Friday night, my mother would hang out a little longer and hang out with the older kids and send the younger kids home and, shut the sweet shop down for the younger kids and sit out there talking to the older kids. But by me being her daughter and it being Friday night, I'm capable of sitting out there with them past 10 to tell jokes or whatever. And I happen to look around and I see this guy across the street, and I'm like, is that guy from the store?
Same guy.
Okay, but did this guy follow us home, And I didn't say anything to my mother at the time. And then when I looked at him, he noticed that I noticed him. So he figured, okay, it's a store, it's a public place. It's okay. So he walks over there, go into the sweet shop. And at that time, my mother had me actually being the cashier. So I walked in there, I said, can I help you with something? So he bought a bag of chips and a cold drink or whatever, and he sat there and played the pinball machine. We had pinball machines at the time. He played the pinball machines, and I'm thinking to myself, now he's taking up a lot of my time because I want to sit outside with my mother and tell jokes with the, like the college, kids that she usually hang with at night or whatever. But I can't do that because I got to sit in here and watch him, make sure he don't go touch our register or whatever. So what I did was I sat outside, but I turned my chair sideways where I could see inside the store and also outside the store, and I had a drink that I was drinking, and I didn't want to actually hold it outside, so I kept it on the counter inside the store, So what happened was later on when my mother sent me to bed, for some reason I felt so drugged up, and usually I don't even ask my mother, can I go to bed early? But I asked her to go to bed early that night, so I started getting real tired. Even eventually I thought about it years down the line and realized that this guy actually put something in my drink on the counter.
How's that possible, though?
But I don't know. I was watching, but every now and then when they tell a joke, I would turn my eyes away from the store. So he may have ran to my drink, dropped something in there, and went back to the pinball machine or whatever.
Jesus.
But just having to keep looking back at him every 5 minutes or whatever, it really agitated me. So I finally told my mother who he was. And when I told my mother who he was, my mother went in there and told him, look, that's enough, bro. Could you get out of here, please? So she put him out the store, but the damage had already been done to my drink by that time. And I was tired. I told my mom, I said, look, keep yourself, safe out here. And I actually loud capped him in front of all her little teenage friends who was hanging out there and told them, where we met him and everything. So that way they can watch out for him and run him away, so that way he can leave her alone while I'm going to sleep. So I go inside and I go lay down and go to sleep. And all of a sudden, I don't know how, but I was so drugged up. But still, I can feel like a mass, something over me, like over top of me. I'm laying on my back and I can feel like a mass of something over me, like a dark shadow over me. And I barely got my eyes open, but I got my eyes open a little bit. I said, is that somebody? And I actually jumped up and I said, is that somebody trying to get in my house? And I looked out the window and you can see this man pushing himself back out the window, jump out the window and run up my alley. So I don't know how they got around my mother to actually come in the house and try and get to me. And he thought I would be so knocked out that he could get to me and do whatever he wanted. But for some reason, I still had enough energy to get up and see that it was him. But I thought it was a dream. I actually went back to sleep after I actually ran him off and let him know I can see him. I went back to sleep and I thought it was a dream. The next day, my dad come in there yelling at me, telling me that I sleep so wild that I took and put my foot up to the window and kicked the screen out because the screen was out the window.
Okay.
And I told him, I said, no. Yeah, I told him, I said, no, Dad, I did not kick the screen out. I said, there was a man clammed in my window while I was asleep. Yeah. I said, I don't know if I was dreaming or whatever, but a man clammed in my window while I was asleep and he took the screen off, So I don't know if you can find out if I'm telling the truth or not, but I'm really tired and I was still tired, so I had to go back to sleep. My dad actually went outside the house and looked outside. There was a ladder, a bucket or something outside that he used to clam inside the window. He used a bucket to clam inside my window. So thank God the bucket was there, so my father could know that I wasn't telling him any lies or whatever. And when he came back inside, and he said, "So you said you woke up a little bit, and you were able to see who this guy was. Can you tell me who he was?" And I said, I don't know for sure. I really don't want to get anybody in trouble. But my mother was standing there also. And I told my mother, and I said, I think it was that guy from the store. Mm-hmm. That guy who tried to flirt with you in Winn-Dixie. So he said, why you didn't tell me somebody tried to flirt with you in Winn-Dixie? And my mama was like, oh, don't worry about it. Your daughter handled it. She handled it real well. That's the reason why I didn't tell you. And I said, well, that same guy came to the sweet shop. I say, and the fact that I'm so drained and tired right now, I think he may have put something inside of my drink because I had never been this sleepy before for me not to be able to see what's going on. I say, so this guy came to clam in my window. I guess he figures since he can't get to the mom, because he knew she was outside. So the only next person there available for him to get was me. So obviously he was coming after me. He just wanted me to be so tired and so sleepy that I don't wake up. And thank God I did wake up, enough to see him. And thank God he didn't come back, because trust me, if he'd have came back, I probably wouldn't have been able to get up again. But I was I was so drained that I could barely move. But I moved for just 1 second to save my life. So, creepy guy from the Winn-Dixie, let's not meet. Huh?
Did you ever see that guy again?
No, and he wasn't from my neighborhood, so therefore my daddy didn't know, who he was to actually go and get him, and he never came back to the store again because he thought that I actually remembered that it was him. So that to me that proved that it was him anytime he didn't come back.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. But
So
Tara,
yes,
where are you from?
New Orleans.
New Orleans. Okay, I just, yeah. I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay, well, thank you, Pharaoh. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
This is actually quite a short story compared to the other ones you've done. But come back next time. You guys can stay there. We have a bit more, and then we'll do Q&A because it's almost 7. So we have Eve. Eve hasn't been here for a while. Hey, Eve, how's it going? Eve's probably setting up her stuff. Let's go to Logan. Hey, Logan, what's up, bro? Thank you for waiting. Logan has his screen on as well. Might want to unmute your thing. Maybe that will work. Maybe go. Try to unmute your. I didn't mute you. I did not mute you. So you.
He has to unmute his call.
Okay, so maybe Logan will wait for a while. Let's go to Ariel first, then we'll come back to Logan. Okay.
Hi.
Hey. Hey, do you mind to just turn off the screen?
Oh, I lost you. Are you still there?
Yeah, can you turn off the screen?
Hold on. The live feed? I don't have... Hold on. I'm not quite sure how to do that.
Because you have two windows open and having an echo.
Ah, gotcha. Let me go ahead and get rid of all that other junk. Can you hear me now?
Hello.
Hi.
No. Close everything but the screen.
Okay. I've closed everything but the screen, so...
Hello?
I'm still here.
There's still an echo.
I have no idea why. Let me turn off everything. Hold on.
Yeah, you know how there's the room with the chat when you're watching this?
Yeah. Can I turn it off? Okay. Hold on. Let me see if I can find out how to do that. I'm so sorry, you guys.
Okay. Hello?
I'm still here, just trying to figure out this stupid thing.
What do you use Chrome?
I'm on my phone right now. Yeah.
On your phone. Okay. Put headphones in.
Headphones. I can get them. Hold on 1 second. Let me get those.
Okay.
I know. I'm so sorry. This is first time.
Okay, cool. No, I have to mute you for now because it just keeps grab your headphones. So let's go to Eve. Eve is back, and then we'll come back to you. Hey.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, perfect. So hey, long time no see. Jesus.
Hey.
So the reason she couldn't do it was because she needed to put in headphones, right?
Yeah, that's usually it, because when you're in your phone, it echoes back what you're saying.
Okay,
Yeah.
now I know. Now I know what to tell people because all these times, and Pharaoh has like the same thing too. So you have a vlog channel now?
Oh, is that what it says when it says Eve Vlogs? Oh, that's just whenever I start vlogging. Now I have the channel set up for whenever I do that.
Oh, cool. So what kind of vlogs do you do? Just like walking around and stuff?
Yeah, and because I do crafting stuff, I show what I'm doing because I get ready for events or me at events and stuff.
So it's that same channel or?
It's a second channel. I think I've linked it on my main channel.
Cool.
On Eve of Tomorrow. I don't know. I haven't figured out.
How's the horror channel doing?
I stopped.
You stopped doing it?
Yeah. Well, I was doing a little series on there, but then Rob Dyke did it, so I'm like, oh, why should I even? But I eventually finished it, and yeah. But I think that was the last video I'm gonna post. I think it was just a little phase I was going through, wanting to narrate.
Yeah. Ah, come on, I want you to stick through it, but I guess vlogging's fun. Vlogging's a lot more fun, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Doing stuff can be draining sometimes. So what kind of a story do you have for us today?
Just like a paranormal, I guess you want to call it. It's just something weird that happened a few nights ago.
Right.
Okay. I usually don't get much sleep at night because I don't sleep until like 3 in the morning. because I'm making stuff. But lately I've been working on something for an event, and I need to go to the store to buy headbands because I'm making headbands. And I always go at 1 o'clock because I live in Vegas, so it's really hot. So I'd rather go at night, and I go to Walgreens, which is 24 hours. So I went 2 nights before this happened, and sorry, I like lost it. And then I went, and everything was just fine, right? And I went. When this happened, I went, and I was because I had to pass this parking lot because there's a church down the street from my house.
Yeah.
And I had to pass the parking lot, and this time it felt really, really weird, like someone was watching me. And lately there's been like this guy that is weird, creepy guy that just sits in the parking lot and yells at us during the day, telling us that the devil's gonna get us or whatever. But we haven't seen him for a while. So I was walking and I felt like someone was watching me, and the entire time from here to Walgreens, it's like a 10-minute walk because it's like literally like down the street, around the corner from my house. Literally felt someone watching me the entire time. On the way back, I was passing in front of the church and about to go into the parking lot when I heard a woman crying, and it was very, very faint. And then I heard her mumbling something, but it sounded like a whole bunch of voices at once.
Yeah.
Like the beginning of B-Busta's videos. Is it him that does a little whispering? Yeah. Sounded like that, right? So I just, like, whatever, maybe it's like, it's like a crazy lady or something. But as I kept walking, and the light in the parking lot wasn't on anymore because they're usually on. But I guess it turned off at a certain time. And I was walking across. They had this dumpster there. Sorry if you hear a motorcycle in the background. It's my neighbors. There's a dumpster there, and I heard what sounded like something being dragged across the gravel. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I go and look because I'm stupid. And I go and look around the dumpster, and I see nothing. So I keep walking through the parking lot, and I hear it again, dragging. Like, so it sounds like something heavy is being dragged across the gravel, like in the scary movies, something gets dragged across. And I'm like, fuck this, I'm gonna run home. So I run home, I run the rest of the way home, which is like not even 30 seconds. I run the rest of the way home, and the entire time I feel like whatever has been watching me the entire, this whole time has gotten more intense and more threatening. So when I lock my door, and when I walk into my house, there's like a mirror right when you walk in, and I don't like mirrors. I avoid them because I don't know, I just avoid them. And usually I don't look in them when I walk in, but I decided to look this time just to see if whatever was following me, I could see it through, the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
So I turn the light in the living room, and I look in the mirror, and this black shadow just passes right by me, like really, really fast. And then I'm looking down the hallway, and it's going down the hallway, and I'm like, I don't want to follow it because I think it would have gone to the back room, that one creepy room that I always tell you guys about. And the entire night I just felt like it was watching me, and it felt like that negative presence I told you guys once that touched my head.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like
so
really
this
creepy.
Just recently happened, or?
Yeah, it happened like a week ago, I think.
Oh,
yeah, a week. Yeah, a week ago.
What correlation do you think it has with the guy in the screaming at you guys and the girl? Is it?
I don't know, because like everything was fine. Nothing had happened, like nothing happened the days before or anything. So that's why it caught me off guard, because it's like, why did something so negative happen?
Right.
But I was talking to Ian, and Ian said that all these things that get attracted to us and stuff because we have the ability to see them and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
But it's a good move not to do a horror channel then. I mean, it'll just make it worse.
Yeah, I noticed that the more I did it, the worse it got. It didn't bother me really much until recently. So
for Ian's channel, you keep talking about Ian's channel. What's his channel?
It's called Ian's Magic Oak. Magic is spelled with a C and a K.
Oh shit, I have to check that out. I actually have not checked out his channel. Jesus.
Yeah, he does live streams every Saturday. Like I think he does them earlier than normal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, than you. Yeah, he just ended one like a couple of minutes before you started yours.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, maybe we can collab sometime. But
Yeah, maybe.
thank you, Eve. Thanks for coming back.
Yep.
Stay right there. We have 2 more stories, and then we're gonna do Q&A. Cause
All right.
yeah. So we have Logan and Ariel. So Logan, are you ready, bro? Let's see if you're. I think you're gonna. Hey.
Yeah, I got it now.
Hey, how old are you and where are you from, bro?
I'm 32, and I'm from Peoria, Illinois.
Okay. So what kind of a story do you have for us today? Is it a ghost or?
Yeah, it's paranormal.
Nice.
Well, ever since I was like maybe 4 or 5, I've been seeing things.
Right.
And the first thing I saw, I was in my room. I went to go out to the like little hallway near the bathroom, and I saw a pair of hands like hovering in the hallway.
What?
It was like hands,
Yeah.
and like okay, you know, like in old like operation movies, like they'd have the people with the gloves and they'd be rubbing their hands together.
Right.
That's what it looked like.
How? So just the hands, nothing else. Just like.
Right.
That's creepy, man.
I know, right?
How far was? I mean, was it dark? Was it? It was dark, right, at nighttime.
Right. It was like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
So you would see it, and then you're like, "Holy sh!" Like, dude, how old were you when this happened?
I was like 4 or 5, so I'm like, I knew it was weird, but it didn't really register, you know?
Right.
And then my dad came upstairs, right? And my dad, he's epileptic. And I remember I saw like a dark shape in my room. And next thing I know, I see my dad sitting on the edge of my bed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's not saying anything, so I'm like, "Hey, Dad, are you okay?" And he was like, he didn't say anything. So a couple of seconds later, he starts having a really bad seizure, and it was just really weird, you know?
Right.
And I got some more stories I'll tell you later. Another time, I used to be a ghost hunter.
Used to be a ghost hunter.
Yeah.
Okay. How's that? Jesus.
It was very, very interesting.
What was the worst? What was the scariest experience you had? Just give us a brief.
Well, one time, there's this one legend back in my old hometown about this one girl who was murdered or something, and every once in a while you'd apparently see her like crying in this like graveyard. And so me and my friends went there to go see if we could see her, and we think we found her, but then right after we thought we saw her, a whole bunch of like rocks and stuff started being thrown at us.
What kind of equipment did you guys use? Because I personally, like, I've done a documentary where I ghost hunted. Not ghost hunted, but like looked around and stuff with my friend. Do you guys use like EVPs, tape recorders?
Yeah.
Was this also around the time that the Blair Witch Project was coming out?
Yeah, both of them. It was a couple of years after.
Ah, yeah.
And it was just...
I'm sorry, Horace, but Logan, was it your own business or like just in your spare time that you did it?
Well, to be honest, not much.
It was like a hobby.
Yeah.
Just like in your spare time.
Right, exactly. It's like me and my friends would get together and go to supposed haunted areas.
Yeah. And did you guys tape these things, or did you just...
Almost every time we went.
That's cool, though. That's still quite cool. I mean, even if you guys don't catch anything, it feels like a memory, you know, you can share with
Right. Right, it was great.
But getting rocks thrown at you is not good. You think it was the girl that, like, magically had that happen to you or something?
Well, it's like when we like, I thought I saw her, and she looked really pissed off, right?
Right.
And so I was just thinking, it's like we probably got a little too close to where she was, like for comfort, and that's probably our like her like revenge on us or whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm. And back to the hands. That was the only time you ever saw the hands, or was there?
Yeah, it was just very weird. It's just that one time.
It's weird though. That's weird. That'd be really creepy. Just like a floating pair of hands.
But I did find out a couple of years later that my house was built on the grounds of an old bank, like back when there was like cowboys and stuff, right? And a whole bunch of people apparently got killed on my area. So.
All right. Well, thank you, Logan. Thank you for your story, bro.
Thank you.
I mean, you're a ghost hunter, so you probably have a lot more. Come back next time.
I definitely will.
All right. So we have
my Alex. He's playing mine.
your voice changed.
Mine?
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I know you have a child with you.
Yeah, she's my little gremlin bugging me. I hope it doesn't. If it causes too much of an incident, I will.
Oh no problem.
She likes ghost stories too.
Oh.
My name's Ariel. I'm 37. I have a couple, but I have a couple that kind of really stand out more than anything. It was really interesting. Not too long ago, I was looking at another site on YouTube, and it was I think it was a creepypasta that somebody posted about Fort Huachuca. And it happened to be where I was stationed in 2003 and 2004. And I had a really strange incident. We have something called CQ duty, which is basically your whole floor takes rounds going through and manning the desk in the front to make sure that the boys don't intermingle with the girls, take any phone calls that come in, that kind of thing. And you usually have it for about 2 hours, and you'd have a battle buddy, your partner for the night. The first night I got done, I was there for about 2 weeks, I think. It was probably approximately around 2 o'clock in the morning that I got back to my room. My 2 battle buddies at that point were already asleep because they had already done their rounds, and I fell into bed. It was literally just oh God, I just want to sleep now. When I lay down, I got myself all ready to go to sleep, and I felt really good, and I actually closed my eyes. I was not asleep when I actually started to feel hands. I felt hands on my face, and it was an instant image that I got of older women's hands.
Okay, sorry. Hey, do you mind? The kid's a little bit too loud.
Yeah. Okay. Let me.
Because
okay, go play.
I'm just thinking about people that listen to it afterward.
I know, you guys, and I'm so sorry. I was trying to do this on the spur of the moment. It might not be working that well. Long story short, I felt these hands, and I, the next day, after, taking a look through the room and trying to find out if anything was wrong, there was nothing there, nobody there. Next day, I was able to talk with somebody who knew about the girl who lived or was rooming previously in the room, and she lit up as soon as I started talking to her about this incident. And she said, "Oh, you need to go, talk to so and so. She's about 3 or 4 rooms down from me on the left-hand side." Shh. So I went to talk to her a little bit later in the day, and she basically informed me at that point that her mom at that point. She said her grandmother, she used to talk to her grandmother at night, and she had died 3 years previously, but she made it kind of a routine that she would talk to her grandmother and, tell her about her day. Right. And she said, "I moved like a week and a half, or like right before you got here, and I haven't really talked to her at night before." I'm like, "Can you tell her that you moved and that you maybe she should come and visit you there, because that really freaked me out." So it was a little weird. So that night after I got to talk to her and went to bed, I was alone in the room, found myself alone in the room, and I was like, just to let you know, this girl's not here anymore. I don't know if you can hear me, but she's 5 rooms down on the left. If you want to go take a look and make sure she's okay. But I really appreciate you checking on me. But that's one of the kind of the main stories I had, and I have a couple little other ones that kind of followed me through since I was younger. But
you have ones that are like, not as heartwarming?
I've got a couple of strange incidences that happened to friends and family members that were very heartwarming. I would call them more, what the fuck was that, so to speak. Children are not present, so I can say that. I would say that the worst.
I'm sorry that made her cry, though. I mean, I wasn't.
No.
Where is she right now? By the way, the viewers want to know. They're like afraid. Like, did you?
She's right here. She's upset at me. Daddy's inside too, but he was busy doing something else, so. She just wants mom right now. I know, you guys. No child abuse, I swear. She's just staying inside right now. I can see her. She's talking. Told me how bad of a mom I am, and I'm sure everybody else agrees. Anyway, the creepiest thing I have is when my father and my mother, before they were pregnant with me, were up in a place, a very kind of secluded place where they were building up on a piece of property. There was a pre-existing house just down the hill that they were staying at. They had gone outside to argue, and all of a sudden they said that they felt something strange. They looked up, and as soon as my mom looked up, she saw, this is the alien story, I think. She saw a blue beam. It was just immersive light encircle them. She turned to him and said, "What the hell is that?" And he said, "I don't know, but we need to get out of here right now." So they said they went straight to bed and they didn't have any other problems, but that was kind of weird. They saw the lights directly above them, and they didn't really say anything if they kind of looked into it more other than that. I mean, it could have been a helicopter, but they said they did not hear anything. So that's odd. And something else happened up in the same property after it had been built up to me, but it's not necessarily scary. It was, I was laying in my bed at night, and I felt a weight at the end of the bed. It's really funny because a lot of these stories that have actually been up already, I've experienced too, with the hands and somebody sitting at the edge of my bed. Yeah. So it was a female. She was dressed in what I can only describe as probably pioneer type clothing, a long skirt, long full skirt with a tighter fitting bodice, long sleeves. She had her hair up in a gray bun, and she reminded me of Grandma. She was not my grandma in any way, shape, or form. But she just started talking to me, and I had a conversation with her.
Wow.
It was strange. I remember my mom asking me the next day, you were really talking a lot in your sleep? And I said, "Oh, no, Mom, I was talking with the woman." And she didn't really push it. I honestly could not tell you the conversation I had. It was a long time ago. I'd say I was probably no older than 5 or 6.
It wasn't like a dream.
That's what I always asked myself. I was trying to figure out too to see if it had anything to do with night phantasms or whatever they call them. But I felt the end of the bed smush down, and I saw it. I remember seeing it afterwards. When I felt like it was over, or when I felt like I wasn't talking to her anymore, I saw it physically come up. I was sitting up in bed. But like I said, I know I had a conversation with her, but I don't know what I said. So it's really odd. That's one of those situations you think, well, maybe it could have just been a dream, but you have to take everything you get with a grain of salt. So.
Okay, well, thank you. Thank you for that.
Thank you. All right, thanks a lot.
I feel like you have a lot more.
I wouldn't say a lot, maybe a handful, but I can always write them all up and put them in my memoirs and throw them back at you or something.
Or just send me an email. I could work there.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Guys, we'll do like 5 minutes of Q&A, and then I have to get running, actually. So if you guys have any comments or questions in the chat, type them out, what I've been doing this past while. or how I've been, or what questions you guys have about being a YouTuber that does the horror genre, you can always ask me any questions you guys have in the chat.
I have one.
Yeah, what's up?
Hello.
Like, when you started being a YouTuber, how did you get like all those like subscribers? Like, did you just put a lot of work in it, or like, or what? What? How?
Well, the thing was, actually what happened was, when I first started, I started doing creepy pastas, so scary stories that were made up, and I wrote my own, but nobody was watching. And then that was around the same time that Mr. Nightmare actually became very popular, and he started doing true scary stories, and a bunch of us actually did that, as well. So me, Bibasta, a bunch of the other guys, Corpse Husband, a bunch of us did the same thing, and then more people started to notice us because of that, that wave, if you will.
So you started your YouTube channel so long back that it was when like Mr. Nightmare did his creepy pasta things. Stories
when he first started to like really blow up, kind of thing. It was about 1 year ago I started my channel, so it was quite a while. It wasn't too long, but it's been 1 year, dude. It's been 1 year since I've been doing this, so.
Yeah, I know. I just saw it like 1 year anniversary video.
Yeah. It's been 1 year, and also I guess be consistent and just put out content that people like and relate to. Really, I post a video a day, so even if you don't like me, I mean you'll have to see me in like the suggested videos, right? And then a lot of people, it grows on them after a while. So.
Yeah, I know myself that like I'm just addicted to it.
Yo, the comments keep asking if you're drunk. Anyways, there are some other questions as well.
I have a question.
Hey, what's up?
May sound kind of silly, but why are you so cool?
I'm not.
I think you are.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
No problem. It's like I always look forward to watching your videos and stuff.
It's just, I feel that YouTube has become like, it was first, something I wanted to do, and then I became very passionate about it, to the point where I think now I post a video a day, because I really, inside my heart, I really want to. It's become like a habit for me to do it. So it's become a part of a lifestyle for me, I think, YouTubing and doing this whole thing. So a lot of people are like, why are you so consistent? Most people don't do one video a day, or they do it at, random times. They upload at random times, but I always keep it at one, because I know that if I don't, it's like this self-discipline for me, and it's like a part of my lifestyle that it keeps me focused on my life, basically. It's one thing.
Well, I'm thankful that you have videos out and stuff, because it gives me something to look forward to,
Thank you, man. Thank you.
No problem.
So there's a bunch of other questions. It says, do you have a favorite color? Yeah, my favorite color is green. Do you like cheesecake? I like cheese. I'm really skinny, but I like cheese. I wish I was not as skinny, but anyways. Did I win the competition? If you guys look at the beginning of this video, I talk about it. She won one award. It's not really like a big one, but thank you to you guys. And then, you guys have any more questions in the chat? Do you like Chinese food? Well, I'm Chinese. When is the next stream? I don't know. Hopefully soon, dude. Hopefully soon. What video is next? I forget the topic. Shit. You're gonna just have to tune in for tomorrow at 1. Are you Chinese or Japanese? I'm Chinese. Alright, so just get 2 more minutes. Favorite animal? The monkey. How have you been? I've been good. When is the next video coming? Tomorrow at 1, as usual. And for the people I didn't answer to your emails, there's too many people trying to get in. It's the first live streams for a while, so but next week or next stream be a bit earlier, and then you'll be reserved the spot. Can I join? No. Come next time. It'll be soon. Hopefully it'll be like sometime Monday or Tuesday or something like that. Hopefully I can do it. Can you do scary neighbor stories? I actually did that before. Search my channel. You'll find it. I did a video on that before, but it was way back. Any more questions? When did you meet Mr. Nightmare? I didn't really meet him in person, but we like exchanged, you know, emails and stuff. Why are you so sexy? No. Do you want me to president? Do you want me to president? Okay. Where are you guys from? I'm from Canada. Why your voice change when you read? Yeah, it naturally does that when I'm doing stories. Some people don't like it, some people do. It's the way I am, man. Please, more Asian horror stories. Yeah, I'll probably get back into that. Scary Pornhub stories. Yeah, that's pretty cool, actually. That's hilarious, dude. It's hilarious. That would be a horrible story. How does one submit scary stories? You can submit it to my email, horrorstudio1@gmail.com. Have you ever been scared making a video? Actually, I think the one I'm uploading tomorrow, there's one story. Oh yeah, it's a Father's Day. It's a Father's Day video. It's like a ghost video on Father's Day. So the first story, I was actually pretty like afraid making it. I haven't felt that fear in a while. When I first started to make YouTube videos, I was like really scared to make it because it felt really creepy, you know. And for the longest time, I became desensitized to the whole thing. But when I narrated that story about the Father's Day, about like a ghost that was pretending to be this kid's father, I like actually got really scared. So check out tomorrow's video. I feel it's really scary. The first one is like horrifying. I don't know why I was so scared. Can you do scary best friend stories? Yeah, it's actually a pretty cool idea. How old are you? I'm 23. And yeah, I think we are good for today. So thank you guys for everything. For those of you who couldn't get in or we didn't have a time today, sorry. Come back next time, bros. And you will be able to share a story. Okay? It's been great coming back on YouTube now. Bye, guys.